Hey, welcome back to the Corporate Survivor podcast with me, Mei Ping, ex-corporate leader turned career coach and founder of the Corporate Survivor, the ultimate career course for 9 to 5 working professionals just like you. Okay, so in today's episode, I want to talk about how do you know if you are someone who is self-motivated or if you're someone who is still looking for motivation. So one of the most common questions I get asked is, Mei Ping, is it really possible to change my career and really to improve my career over a period of 12 months, right? Because I've tried it and I'm not really sure whether it works or not. So I'm going to tell you today that yes, it does work, but today's episode is not just going to be, me telling you what to do and stuff like that, but I really want to share with you two stories of the two people in my career coaching community that I think that you can really, really relate with. So we're going to go through their story over a period of 12 months so that you can see their trajectory, you can see their progress, and hopefully you're able to relate and to be able to take some important lessons from these two stories that I'm going to be sharing with you. So we're going to talk about two people, and these are not their real names. And let's call the first person Chris, and let's call the other person Adam. So, just a little bit of context about these two people. So Chris is someone who has been coming to me through Instagram DMs for the past 1 year. Every 2 months, he will drop me a message asking for advice. Versus Adam is someone also from my Instagram community who discovered my Instagram post, learned a lot, and eventually joined the Corporate Survivor program. So again, today's episode is just really going to go through the journey of these two people. And if you're able to relate with them, then, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment. And if not, I hope that you're still able to take some important lessons and insights from their stories. So I'm going to just pull out my phone quickly because I have my notes over here. I just want to make sure that I have all the right timelines as I share this story with you. So I'm going to do it in a way of, we're going to break it down month by month. I'm going to tell you what each and every one of them, what each of these two people came and told me, and some of the things that I mentioned to them, and what they did after that, basically. So let's roll back 12 months and let's talk about June last year. So Chris, which is the guy that came to me, uh, sharing his story without taking much action even up to today. But anyway, let's go back. Let's go back 12 months ago. And this was actually the first message I got from Chris. So he said, "Hi, Mei Ping. I'm feeling overwhelmed at my job. It's very difficult to communicate with my boss. Maybe this job is not suitable for me and I can't see my career progression." So what I told him was, I have a lot of free content that you can check out. My podcast, my 5-day career guide, as well as I do have also a course where you can go through step-by-step lessons, which will definitely give you the perspective and the guidance that you're looking for. So if you want the links, you can let me know, or you can just go to www.meiping.com, which is usually how I reply to most people who share their career struggles with me. And if I have any resources and any programs that I can share with them, I'll always do that. So after sending that message, I didn't get a reply back. So MIA. Now let's switch over to Adam, who was someone who eventually became my student. So this was again, right, back 12 months ago, sometime in June. He sent me a message and he said, "Hey, Mei Ping, I've just downloaded your 5-day career guide and it gave me a lot of clarity on my career. It's very helpful. Thank you so much. I'm saving to join your career course and I promise to see you soon." So I said, "Oh, okay. I'm really, really glad that you like the guide and there's also the bonus training. And yeah, I hope to see you soon as well." So this was, again, sometime like 12 months ago. So I didn't really look much into it. It was just something that, like, he said he's looking forward to join the program and it's okay. It's up to you whenever you join, when you're ready, all cool. So fast forward 2 more months. So now we're in the month of August. So again, I got the message from Chris and he said, "Hi, Mei Ping, it's me again. Can I get your advice whether I should quit my job? And I feel like I need more clarity and direction." So again, right, this is really the second message that I got from this guy, Chris. Again, not his real name. And I have no idea what he has done, because in the last message, if you remember, I told him that, hey, have you checked out all the resources, right? The podcast and the free guide, the tips and stuff like that. So again, when I got this message, I replied with almost the same thing. I said, "Hey, have you checked out any of the podcast episodes to gain some insights on potentially, what could be wrong or what could be the issues and the insights that you can gain about your career situation right now?" And he didn't reply again, right? MIA. So I was like, okay. Then moving on to Adam, which is the other person. So again, right, if you remember from the previous update, he said that, hey, I'm actually saving to join the program. So around the period of like August, so I noticed that he's been following my Instagram and he's also getting inspired from all the posts and client stories. And sometimes he replies to my Instagram stories telling me that he's very inspired by a client success story or a client who has gotten a transformation. So we're being sort of like engaging in that way, but he hasn't joined the program yet. He's just like gaining from the resources and actually listening to the podcast. So now let's roll a couple of months later. And now we're already in the month of November. So this was November last year and basically towards the year end already. So again, let's compare and contrast these two people. So Chris sent me a message and it was a very short message that said, "Can I get a discount to join your program?" So I said, if you want any free resources, you can check out the 5-day career growth guide and also check out my podcast, and you can find everything that you need at www.maeping.com. But if you want to join the program, then it really is commitment because everything is step by step and you want to be able to commit to yourself to get the career transformation that you want. But if you want the free resources, to really find the clarity that you need, then you can find basically all the links at www.maeping.com. Okay, so that was what I replied. Again, right? No response, MIA. Now, what's very interesting is that now let's talk about Adam, right? So as of November last year, and it's already, I would say, about 5 to 6 months since the initial message that he joined he downloaded the guide and he watched the training, he learned a lot. So he joined the Corporate Survivor in November last year. And in November last year, I actually did a 4-week power-up event in my mentoring membership. So if you don't know, Corporate Survivor is my career course for 9 to 5 professionals. It covers step-by-step lessons around improving your work performance. So get clear, get confident, and get visible, as well as a bonus course. And there's also monthly mentoring as well. So in the monthly mentoring, I do Q&A calls, I do workshops, and sometimes I also run like bonus events. That's more for like, I would say motivation, mindset, and masterclasses like that. So he joined the program and immediately participated in the 4-week power-up event to really boost his confidence and progress towards the year end. So then we end the year because let's be honest, like nobody really does anything in December, and that's fine. Now, rolling a few months later, now we're already in January. So back to Chris. So Chris sent me a message. And if you remember to this point, for the past 6 months, he's been texting me. Whenever I reply, he has not replied a single word. So I actually have no idea what is going on. And that's fine because, on social media, it's not really like direct coaching or like direct mentoring, because at the end of the day, most people are on social media for motivation anyway. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So anyway, now that we're in January, which is now a brand new year, right? So Chris sent me a message saying that, "Hi Maeping, I'm worried that I will fail at this job. And I think my manager will put me on PIP soon. He said he's not happy with my performance. Can you advise?" Okay, so just to be clear, right? PIP means performance improvement plan. So if you are not doing well at your job, you're not meeting your key performance goals, you're not meeting, your KPI, or you're not meeting expectations, right? In corporate, usually there is a HR exercise that's called the PIP. So that's where they're going to monitor your performance. And if you don't do well, then, they're going to fire you basically. So he sent me this message. Basically, what I'm seeing is every single time he's texting me every 2 months, his situation is actually getting worse. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but at the beginning when he told me, but the first message was more around he's overwhelmed and he's not really sure what to do, maybe just need a little bit more clarity. And then right now, 6 months later, is rolling down to the point of like, okay, I'm going to fail at this job. Probably I'm going to get fired. My manager is really, really unhappy. So kind of like, what should I do? So he said, can you advise? So again, I went back and I said, hey, sorry to hear about your situation, but usually for career advice and more specific advice is something that I only do in my one-on-one bonus coaching call as part of the Corporate Survivor program or the monthly mentoring membership. The reason is because a lot of the foundation and the important lessons are taught in the course itself. So you need like real context, you need like the right corporate world mindset, skill set, and strategy. And then we try to solve the problems, because many students told me, and in my career program, like I have more than 500 students across like different job functions, different countries, and many of them told me that after they join the Corporate Survivor, they are able to find the answers in the lessons itself, in the mentor Q&A calls itself. So most of the time, they don't even need to like approach me directly to ask, what should I do and what's the insight that they need to get. Like they are able to get it from the course lessons or the mentoring calls itself. So when he dropped me this message, right, I just said that, okay, I'm unable to advise because there's lacking a lot of context. And that is why I still feel up to today, like giving advice on social media can be so dangerous because what you're lacking is context. So if you are watching a a video or a reel that's like 30 seconds and you think that you're going to learn everything, actually I think it's so dangerous, because I say that in my monthly mentoring Q&A calls, every single question, every single work scenario, every single career scenario that my students share with me is like a minimum 5 to 10 minute answer, because you really want to contextualize and making sure that you have all the right information, you're interpreting the situation in the right way, and you're also considering like, who are you dealing with and stuff like that. So again, right, I just told him that, okay, I can't advise, but again, if you want to get the tips, you can definitely go to the podcast and stuff like that. Okay, again, what did you expect? No reply, which is kind of like a theme now, but that's fine. Okay, so again, right, if I compare in January with Adam, which is the other person, he also dropped me a message. He said, "Hi Miping, thanks so much for organizing the New Year, New You strategy session and sharing your Future 5 formula. I also discussed all the goals with my wife, and we're going to commit to improving our lives this year." So I was actually really encouraged to receive this message from Adam. The reason is because, as I said, right, in the mentoring membership as part of the Corporate Survivor program, the monthly mentor membership, sometimes I run like workshops and strategy sessions. And at the beginning of the year, I did this New Year, New You strategy where I shared my personal Future 5 formula that covers, your career, wealth, health, relationships, and lifestyle, and how to really balance out all these 5 to not just achieve your career goal, but also achieve your life goal. Because at the end of the day, like, why are we working so hard, right? You want to have a better life. So this was actually the session that he's referring to. And the thing about this Corporate Survivor member, Adam, is that he actually took the next step and he shared it with his loved one. So he actually spoke to his spouse, his partner, and they set goals together, which is actually really, really empowering, because he's actually doing it together with his spouse to, improve his life, and career is just a big part of it as well, right? So that was in January. Now, again, let's roll a couple of months later. As I said, right, for this person, Chris, has been like dropping me message over the period of like 1 year, every 2 months, pretty much like sharing me almost the same story, and the situation getting worse. So let's have a look at the update that he sent, the message that he sent to me in March. Now it's March, right? It's already around like 9 to 10 months since the first message he dropped me in May last year. But anyway, back to the story. So Chris sent me a message saying, "Hi Miping, do you think I should look for a new job?" What do you think I said? I think I've already said what I had to say. I don't even know what else to say at this point, to be honest, because I've given him resources, the 5-day career growth guide, the bonus training that's included as part of the career growth guide for clarity, confidence, competence, and opportunities. There's also more than 200 plus podcast episodes. The link I've shared with him, the blog with the summary where it's like a TLDR version of like 2 minutes, I've also shared with him. And I've also shared about my program if that's something he wants to do. I don't even know what I can do at this point. So honestly, I don't even know what I should reply, aside from saying that, like, hey, if you want more free resources, then you can check out www.maping.com. As I said, I don't even know what I can say right now when you are receiving more or less the same message about a pretty similar situation, but probably the situation is getting worse over a period of 12 months. Like, what more can you say? So anyway, let's compare and contrast to the other person, Adam. So this was really interesting because in March, he sent me a message. "Hi Miping, I've been applying your lessons. I'm so happy and proud that the dominoes I've set up piece by piece is showing results. My boss shared his vision of making me the future head of department where the team expands. On the same day, I got a DM about a new job opportunity." So I'm actually super, super proud. I was super, super proud to receive the message because this student only joined a couple of months ago, and he was really, really determined to get results. So he actually went through the course lessons, and he even showed me a picture of like all the notes that he took in his notebook, and how he's actually going to apply his self-reflection, like actually really, really following the 3-step framework that I teach in the course and really applying everything that I teach. So he decided to believe in himself, by give himself a shot and just follow a framework that has worked for hundreds of people. And eventually he's starting to see results, because the thing that you may not know about this Corporate Survivor member is that he's very introverted, and he has been in this company for quite some time already, and he has always felt a bit awkward to sell himself in front of his boss, to communicate with his boss, and he has always said that, I don't really know how to get my boss's support. But after applying the lessons, he was actually able to get a one-on-one with his boss, and his boss is even giving some really good feedback about his work. So just a very, very quick transformation within a pretty short period of time. Okay, so moving on, a few more months. So now we are already in May, which is pretty much a year since the initial message I received from Chris. So Chris sent me another message saying, "I feel so lost right now. Maybe I need to think about my career direction and find a job that's more suitable for me." So that was pretty much the two statement that I got. And again, I don't know what to answer because I'm not sure whether this is like you need advice or you just want to talk about your situation, you just want to make a statement. Again, right? I think it's so important to know what you're looking for, and so you're able to like, I think, get advice and like look for the solution that will really help you. Otherwise, making a statement and then like it's like, do you need motivation? Like, do you need strategy? Like, oh, what do you need actually? So you'll notice that sometimes like if you're in a situation where you're stuck and you just make a statement, then you need to realize that you're keeping yourself stuck, because by not saying that, okay, but how can I solve this problem? How can I figure out what went wrong? How can I know how would be the best way to find the next job or something like that? So you need to ask a question that can move you forward rather than make a statement to say, okay, I'm lost right now. So it's like, okay, then like how are you going to get help and how are you going to move forward, right? So anyway, moving on to compare and contrast with the other corporate survivor member, Adam. So he's been joining the monthly mentoring sessions, which I usually run at the beginning of the month. And you're also able to get access to the library of past recordings as well. So aside from the current month session that he's been joining live and participating in the Q&A and learning from other students, career challenges, he's also been going through the entire library and even shared screenshot about his takeaways from each of the videos for every single month, even like back to 2022, which is amazing. So he just sent me a message saying that I'm learning so much from the group mentoring sessions. I feel like I'm more confident to speak up at work, and I believe that I can land my dream job soon. So highly, highly, highly encouraging. And I think most importantly, he realizes that, okay, this is a process, right? It will take time. And he just needs to make sure that he has the confidence first. Because if you're going to convince someone to hire you, you want to convince your boss to give you a promotion, then you need to be able to have that inner confidence and be able to project yourself well, to be able to communicate well. Because if you can't convince yourself, how are you going to convince someone else to give you that next career growth opportunity, right? So anyway, moving on, this is going to be the last update I'm going to share with you. So now it's already around 12 months later, and now we're talking about July. And if you're watching this video live, now is July. So Chris sent me a message. Hi, Mei Ping. Can I get your advice on what I should do? So again, I don't even know what to say. This is like more than 12 months already, and we're still back. We're not even back at square one, because we have never moved from square one. If you notice, like there was like no movement. There's just a lot of like overthinking, overfeeling, and just not making any movement. So anyway, I don't even know what to reply to this message anymore, besides, because I think what I could say, I've already said. So if I were to compare and contrast to my corporate survivor member, Adam, so now if you think about it, this is really around 12 months since Adam downloaded my free 5-day career growth guide, in which you can get at www.meiping.com. So this is a free guide and free training that he got and he watched and he learned 12 months ago. So he dropped me a message in July. He said, "Hi Mei Ping, I joined your course with the goal of seeking new job opportunities, and I recently landed a new job with 85% salary increment." So anyway, congratulations. I am so proud of him, so proud of him. And I just want to show you that a career transformation can happen. And 12 months, I would say, is the perfect time to really assess whether you're progressing or you're actually keeping yourself stuck. Because, a performance year at work is 12 months. So I don't really buy the idea of like all these short term, all these little hot tips and stuff like that. It doesn't really work, because at the end of the day, like if you want to have a long lasting career, like it takes time to build the blocks, right? To build strategically the career blocks, the key foundation. Then you can level up. You master the skill, you master the mindset, you master the strategy, you master how to navigate challenging career situations. You learn how to improve your self leadership skills so that you can lead yourself to solve any situation. Like all these actually take time. And in the corporate survivor itself, I teach you the step-by-step lessons on the corporate world, mindset, skill set, and strategy. But there's also the monthly mentoring course to really help you to navigate challenging situations. And even if you don't have an immediately challenging situation, you can also learn from other members across like all career levels on actually how to deal with their career situation as well. So there's really, really a lot to learn. Now, just want to do a final wrap up, as I said, right? Chris is not his real name. Adam is also not his real name. However, I will say that if you want to read the actual testimonial that Adam has shared with me, I've actually uploaded it on my website, the Corporate Survivors website. And if you want to read it, you can just go to www.meiping.com. But I'm going to read it to you right now, what he said in the testimonial. And, you can also find the same on the website. So he said, First time I knew Mei Ping was on her social media and podcast, where I browsed and listened to her free content almost every day. It took some time for me to decide, of course, due to financial commitment, but hear me out. It was one of the best investments that I made in my entire life. The Corporate Survivor course was the exact framework I was looking for, and that came with monthly mentoring to guide you on any situation during implementation. My goal was to seek new job opportunity, and I made it recently with 85% increment. Never in my life I have those figures coming in, but thanks to Mei Ping, sky is the limit. Mei Ping will always be my mentor, and she deserves any recognition, if any. I would highly recommend her. This was exactly word for word what Adam has said in his testimonial, which I've also uploaded on my website. So if you want to read about Adam's experience and all the other members in my program, in terms of like whether the course lesson is helpful for you and what you can learn and what you can gain, the insights, the perspective, and why so many students say that it's a life-changing experience, then you can go to my course website and you can access it at www.meiping.com. So I hope that today's episode has given you some inspiration, some motivation, and more importantly, some empowerment, knowing that, yes, can your career transform for the better? Can it change positively for the better in the next 12 months? Yes, it can. Most importantly, are you ready to take the action, to take that one step forward today? So with that, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.